Quick but steady wins the race. Life evolves and changes are seen everywhere in this dynamic world. But the maxims and quotations were supposed to be true for all times. However, change has spared none. This remix generation has changed the maxim. Slow and steady wins the race to quick and steady wins the race. The iconic rabbit was quick but was not steady in its pursuit. It was overconfident. It underestimated the strength of its opponent. Therefore, it lost to the tortoise, which was slow but steady. That is how the old time-tested maxim, slow and steady, came into being. There have been many versions to this story, where the rabbit asks the tortoise for another race and then he wins, making sure he does not rest till the goal is achieved. So this maxim in the context of the old fable gives us many lessons. For the rabbit, if you consider yourself to be one, is one, not to be overconfident. 2. Not to underestimate your opponents. 3. To reflect and realize your mistake. And last but not the least, not to give up and try once again with renewed energy to win. For the tortoise, if you relate with the tortoise, firstly, is not to get afraid or apprehensive of the opponent and bash on regardless, keeping a low profile and move on relentlessly. Sometimes success comes not because of your strength, but due to other people's follies. Secondly, luck favors the brave, but we cannot count on it to repeat. Thirdly, you do not have to accept every invitation that comes your way. It could well be a trap. Never hesitate to say no for the second round, especially if you have won the first and are being invited to do so by the loser. Being quick always reflects the ability of quick decision making, seizing opportunities and having the ability to take risks. These qualities are noticed in leaders. Too much deliberation about the possibilities of success or failure clips Jill to take action. It incapacitates actions. Deliberations are a wonderful excuse to remain in one's comfort zone. Nothing worthwhile can be achieved till one stretches beyond one's easy grasp. For winning, therefore, first and foremost thing one must have is a desire to win. To achieve anything, you set your heart or mind to. Another thing that is clear is that your approach has to be steady. You need to be persistent. You need to be resilient. Whether you choose to be quick or slow will depend upon the strategy you choose. Depending on the tasks on the hand, there have been instances where it was deemed best to lie low and wait for the opportune time to strike back. This has so many times been the tactics at war, times to strike back. The sudden and unexpected attack of the unsuspecting opponent could be the trump card required to win. In this case, not only the race but maybe a game or maybe a war. Slow is almost passive word for this hyperactive, multitasking, technology savvy generation. This generation wants instant gratification. This era talks about speed to achieve success. They're almost impatient to take shortcuts and cut corners. Often they find this greed for instant success makes them make wrong choices which could leave them deprived of friends, fortunes and fame. For many, you driving at high speed gives thrills. equate spinnings on roads to a game on tracks. They are reckless and show cautions to the wit. Often such risks result in accidents where one may get cripples for life or lose one's life. Invariably innocent, unsuspecting pedestrians also lose their life. They are unlucky to be in the path of these insane drivers who have no regard for life, neither their own nor others. Being quick in these cases is a curse. Let us see what all the study in corporatism implies. It means to follow through and not give up. Let us take up the inevitable selections, procedures from higher studies related for jobs. There are written tests for any selection, be it SSC exam or the highest level exam, UPSC exam, or for going a seat in a medical or law colleges. All these exams has standardized result tests which are generally objective. Speed of attempting the question is definitely an important parameter. However, there are negative marks for the wrong answer. To get maximum right, one has to be very steady in its practice. Only rigorous preparation will enable them to perform to make it to the merit. Even during group discussion, if one is quick to grab an opportunity to speak, one will be able to get one's point across. But what they speak will ultimately depend upon how regular they have been with current affairs. For no success comes without continuous and regular or steady practice. It is lack of practice which leaves the candidates mumbling that he knew the answer but does not remember. All the things started at the spur of the moment when Rosa Parks refused to get up from the seat of the bus reserved for the whites. The movement against racism gained momentum. To her reactions on that day must appear to be instantaneous. She had been mulling over the issue for over a decade. In other words, one should have a goal and desire to achieve something. This could be on a personal level or for the large good of humanity. If you are sensitized about an issue and you are aware of the implications of it, then only you can take the appropriate actions when opportunity arises. Being ignorant of the issue or with a laid-back or indifferent attitude, one cannot hope to win in race in life. In fact, in such a case, you have chosen to lose the race without participating. Even in business, the persons or company who first ventures into a new field gets a first mover advantage. Example ratio, for example, online selling. To get success, one has to not only have courage to take the necessary risk and ventures out, but also endurance to remain grounded and rooted through the gestation period for the business to bear fruit. The race to follow and to rely do get profits, but not same super profit as first had got. Thus, it is good to be ahead of others, but one has to make informed decisions after studying the opportunities and threats, matching his own strength and limitation, aptitude and desire. You should decide your strategy and then for a true witty, it will pay dividends.